I watched the 2005 Champions League final for the first time, and I want to share my thoughts on the game. This is considered one of the greatest matches of all time, and I can't say that I disagree. The match opened with a beautiful goal from Paolo Maldini, and it mainly just felt surreal. The finish was beautiful, but also seeing all of these players huddled around the player that is considered to be the greatest defender of all time was incredible. The first half was very interesting to watch because even though Liverpool went down 3-0, which we'll talk about later, I didn't think they were that bad. They didn't create that many chances, but their individual quality was okay. It was pretty good. People usually run with this narrative that Liverpool '05 team was nowhere near as good as Milan's super team, which I don't think is that true, at least according to this game. With that being said, AC Milan were obviously the better team in this half. They created the better chances and looked way more threatening with the ball. One thing that surprised me was how much the players didn't care about losing the ball. They weren't afraid to play one of the silliest and sloppiest passes you've ever seen in your life. This was the first time I watched an old match from this era, so this was so different than the game now. Every team in the world plays very safe. They don't want to lose the ball really ever. There aren't that many players that constantly play risky passes, but in this game they were so common. The game was just moving at 100 miles per hour, non-stop action, non-stop attacking. Every play was direct. The players had plenty of sloppy touches and sloppy passes and didn't go backwards as much as you see now. The ball was constantly getting lumped in behind and up to the strikers. Next, we saw both of Hernan Crespo's first half goals. For the first one, Kaká had an incredible run and then chipped the ball into Shevchenko, who found Crespo across the box. This goal was nice, but this second Crespo goal was a thing of beauty. Kaká again picks up the ball and threads an absolutely perfect ball in behind for Crespo, who pulls off one of my favorite goals of all time. This is genuinely one of the best finishes ever. I've never really seen a finish like this. Ricardo Kaká, by the way, was comfortably the best player in this half. I never really got to watch a good version of Kaká when I was a kid, but he's always been my favorite player to watch highlights of because of how good of a ball carrier he was. While I was watching this match, I was just writing down how good Kaká was. I was actually amazed. He was just effortlessly gliding all over the field and was basically untouchable. Another player that stood out to me in this half was Andrea Pirlo. He was so secure on the ball. His body feints were absolutely deadly, and overall, he was just so elegant. Gennaro Gattuso was also a standout for Milan. This guy was a dog. It looked like he won almost every tackle he attempted this game, and he was everywhere, and he just never stopped being aggressive. In the second half, that's where the game really started to get interesting. I didn't think Liverpool had any stand-up performers throughout the game, but Steven Gerrard was the catalyst for the comeback. He was everywhere and was full of desire. Liverpool's first goal was a Steven Gerrard header, and this turned the game completely on its head. This header, by the way, is one of the best ever. He generated so much power and put it right in the corner from kind of far out. Then Vladimir Schmitzer, who got subbed on in the first half, scored a very nice goal from outside the box. But if we're being honest, Dida had to save that. It's just sort of a pathetic attempt at a save. He really should have done better. Then Steven Gerrard showed up again a few minutes later and won a penalty for Liverpool, which Xabi Alonso missed, but the rebound came back to him and he smashed it into the roof of the net. The rest of this half wasn't too entertaining for me, and this continued into extra time. However, at the end of extra time, Dudek pulled off an absolutely insane double save, which I've seen before, but it just never gets old. Also, that save basically summed up Shevchenko's absolutely shocking performance. He was comfortably the worst player on the field. Nothing he did went well. He was playing like Timo Werner, which was disappointing because this is a Ballon d'Or winner, and he was just so far off it this game. Then the penalty shootout was hilarious. These were some of the worst pens I've ever seen. The players just whacked the ball and hoped it went in. Also, Dudek had some very questionable goalkeeping, which he somehow got away with. But to end the game, it had to be Shevchenko to miss the pen. Like, seriously, what is this penalty? He jogged up to the ball and passed it down the middle. It just seemed like he wanted to miss and he didn't even try. And this penalty miss completed the greatest comeback of all time, arguably, and won Liverpool another Champions League title. That'll be the end of the video. Let me know which matches you would like to see me cover next. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.